Hey there, it is Marian Barnick, and I am doing Monday Moves with Marian live today. And I'm trying out something new. I am doing this on YouTube, checking it out. I am trying out a new piece of software. I'm also dabbling with a couple cameras here too, because what I want to talk to you about today is balance and improving your balance by improving your alignment. And you're going to find something different about alignment. You know, when I talk about alignment, I talk about the body and how it's set up and how your ears are over your shoulders and belly buttons forward. So yes, we're talking about that alignment, but I'm also going to talk about the mind and the alignment of our mind, because that's going to incorporate so much to improve your balance. So that's why I'm working with two cameras today. I'm going to try it out and see how that works, to let you know and to help you figure out how to get the body aligned and how to get the mind in there as well, because this is really important. When we take on a new strategy, when we want to level up, whether it is after treatment, after surgery, whether we are taking on a new activity that we want to become good at, we want to have it become part of our regular activities, our body's going to change and it has to adapt. And one of the important parts of adaptation is doing it well. So if you've got balance issues to start with, let's say, as we said, after surgery, whether it's peripheral neuropathy, whether it's some weakness. Now, the balance problems can be because of joints that are not moving properly, muscles that are too tight with range of motion issues, and it could be other systemic issues as well. But when we look at balance, our primary aspect is to make sure we don't fall. But when we take it past that, when we take it past the not wanting to fall, we use balance all day, every day, to keep us standing, to keep us upright, to keep us sitting in a chair. And when we want to integrate into better activities, more activities, leveling up and becoming a higher performer with activities, balance is going to play a key role. So if you haven't worked on the alignment, if you haven't worked on the foundations of balance, then that leveling up is going to be really hard. Number one, because you may not have those foundational skills. And number two, because your body's not ready for that yet. And that's what we really want to make sure, is if it's ready, because you will find ways of compensating. You may say, oh yeah, I've got balance problems. I've got issues with my balance. I find I don't feel steady on my feet, but you're not falling down. So are those balance issues, or is your body compensating in some way? Is it finding that way to function, but it's not functioning well? So it doesn't allow you to adapt. It doesn't allow you to level up to the activities that you want, or even to feel safe with some of the day-to-day activities. As I said, we use balance for a lot of different things. So if you were out for a walk and all of a sudden the ground became a little, let's say it's going up on a level, or it's a little unsteady, do you find your steps get a little shorter when you're doing that? Do you find that your base of support becomes a little wider? Are your arms out to the side? Those are ways your body is adapting to help you with your balance. We don't want that. We want balance to be automatic. And what happens when we compensate, what happens when our body adapts to things that aren't quite right, as I said, with joints moving properly, with the muscles being tight, with how we're moving our body, and this is where the mind comes in, the neural pathways telling your body how to move, it's not going to be automatic the way you want it to be. It becomes your natural way of moving, where you just may step out to the side, or you may go to grab onto something to help you with balance. But you want that automatic to be, oh, I'm turning, I'm lifting my leg, I'm moving all over the place without even thinking about it. And that's that automation that comes from the brain. Those signals down to the body to tell it what to do. So the 2 points is, number one, is your body ready? Number two, have you adapted the mindfulness and the way your mind is working to control the muscles and your movement? So that's what's really important. So I'm going to work on an exercise with you today to help you not only with alignment of the body, but also to get integration of those neural pathways and get you thinking about where the body is and feeling that adaptation and feeling the sense of alignment that you need to feel for the neutral postures to become your natural postures. So let's take this one step at a time that we are going to be activating. And what I'm going to do here, the second camera is on. So I want you to see where I'm placing my feet. I'm going to put my glasses on just so I can see this a little better. So upper body, lower body. We did talk in one of the prior Monday moves about how the lower and the upper body work together. They process together in those more complex movements. And we're talking about walking and the working of the shoulder and how that integrates with the process of the lower body. Well, this is the same thing with balance. So I'm going to show you the lower body positioning, but we're going to work to adapt those neural pathways to use our mind to feel and sense the positioning of where we are. If you are doing an exercise and you are saying, hey, yeah, my feet are here, I'm feeling balanced, I don't feel any problems, yeah, I'm not going to fall, I'm good, and walk away from your exercise, you're not going to level up. It's not going to help you with the positioning of being able to stand on that one foot and feel balanced as your arms are moving and things are taking you in one direction, but your neural pathways are making sure you have the proper motor control to hold on. Now, I'm challenging myself a little bit here for sure, but that's what you want. You want that motor control and you want it to become automatic. You need to put the time in for this. You need to ensure that you are using the brain to guide the body, and the body will send the signals back to the brain, and they work together to lay those new neural pathways. So what I'm going to do here, I have the mat down here because it's nice to have a straight line to align yourself with for your foot, because what I'm doing is I'm putting one foot forward and one foot back. Now, as you can see here, my feet look to be fairly aligned. And as you see, I've got that right foot back. It's a little easier for me with that right foot. So I'm keeping that in that position. But if you look at the upper body now, you can see I'm not where I should be for alignment. So I have to consciously feel where my lower body is. And I want to, and you can do this in a mirror too, because you want that input first visually, and then you're going to stop and feel where that body is. Now, right now, I can feel my feet shaking. I can feel my body fighting because this is not natural for me. This is neutral, but it's not natural. And we need this positioning for our balance. We want heel-toe alignment. We want one foot forward, one foot back. We want to make sure that our upper body can be in alignment, because if it is not, if we don't have alignment, you are using more muscles, you cannot be as stable, and you can see my leg wobbling as I'm doing that. You are not as stable, and you can't advance to other positions. So if you look at this for a moment, I'm going to just take this screen off as I chat just for a minute. If you look at postures that you may be doing, such as squatting, such as lunging, I know I've seen the exercise trainers doing some of the cancer recovery movements, and they're doing jumping jacks. If you don't have the balance integrated and you don't have the proper positioning, you're going to be exactly where I see some of the movements online. So if I'm doing a jumping jack, I want my hands overhead. I want my body aligned. I don't want to do a jumping jack and be over to one side. Why would I want that to happen and put all the strain on one side of my body and not have the development on the other side? This is why we need symmetry. This is why we need alignment, because we don't want to tax muscles. We want to have them work evenly, because they'll be overtaxed on one side, front, back, left, right, whichever way the body decides to compensate when we are not in alignment and not doing things the way we should be. So that's why this position here is so important, to align the legs, align the feet, align the legs, align the shoulders, and we hope that the hips will come into play as well. So this is how you're going to align. Feet, heel toe. Knees pointing forward, belly button forward. That will help with the hips. And then you're looking for that shoulder alignment. And of course, now with patience, we're holding this and letting our body learn what we want it to do. We're going to hold this position and we're going to process. We're going to feel the fight in the positions right now. Like my left quad is feeling really tight above the knee. Now remember those pain rating scales, everything below a 5. And of course, remember too that your activity is based on your consent from your regulated healthcare practitioner. So I just want to make sure to point that out. But what we're doing now is holding a position that you are probably in not the majority, but many times a day in this position where one foot is in front of the other. But are you in this position properly? Because if you feel holding this is a strain, if you feel some stress either on the low back, which I want to remind you is that the ear is over the shoulder, my shoulders are over my hips, that I am aligned here. If this is a strain, if this is throwing you off balance, if you're finding it hard to keep your feet in this position, then you know on a day-to-day basis, you're not in alignment. So that's an easy way to check on this. Now, if we want to push this a little further, you've sat in this position, you're feeling where the strains are, you're feeling what it should be like to be aligned, take it out of alignment and bring it back in alignment. Reinforcing those postures. Reinforcing the neural pathways of teaching your body how to get aligned again. Just holding it is not going to do it. We need to adapt. We need to have the body know how to get back to these positions. And we can do it the other way as well. Turning one way, coming back. Can we get the shoulders even, belly button forward? Do we have the feet still in alignment? Feel that. Think about what positioning you're in. Let your mind guide your body and know where this position is. This takes time. It takes patience. I am not a patient person, but I know how important this is. Now your feet, your toes may be moving. You may feel your muscles quivering back and forth. Absolutely fine. Work on that pain scale and of course using common sense. But I'm going to level this up now. So we're in this position. We're going to level up, first of all, by putting the palms forward, really bringing this into a neutral position. Now, it may look easy to just turn those palms forward, but it again is working on the symmetry between the sides of the body, the front and the back, and having things aligned properly. And it's another way to ensure your body's working properly. We're going to breathe through this as well. Feeling where the muscles are, checking our positioning, heel toe, checking that we are aligned. This foot may have moved a little bit, so I'm going to realign that. Take the hips realigned, shoulders realigned, palms forward. And now to bring it further, if you're ready for that, is to lift the toe up in the front and control it slowly back down. We're going to lift that up. Feel how that changes and bring it slowly back down. Now again, this is a regular move for you. If you are walking during the day, you've got that heel toe movement. But now we have brought our body into neutral and we're really ensuring we're in neutral. We're taking the time, we're using mind, body, we're aligning, we're thinking about where we're at, we're focused on the body. We're not focused on getting something done, we're focused on what we're doing. We're in the present tense right now. We are using our mind and our body together to make sure it adapts properly. These are the layers that we work on to make sure that we can adapt to our best potential. And getting to that best potential, that requires some mindfulness as well. So we're bringing that in today. Now, if that is fine with that foot, and again, I want it to move slowly, I want it controlled. If you're not there yet, that's absolutely fine. Come back to this video and watch it again once you've established this position. because the next one I want to do is just bend that back knee. So I'm going to bend that back knee and I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to bend that back knee and I'm going to bring it forward. Now I want to be mindful where that knee is bending. Is it coming straight ahead or does it want to drop in? If it wants to drop in, as you can see, mine naturally wants to come here. You know that this is probably the natural way I'll be walking and that it is with force that I'm bringing that over. So it's not automatic for me. That's why I need to adapt and think and process to bring that down and bring it back up. And it's a little bit of a bend. I'm not coming down into a lunge. I'm not just bringing that knee down towards the floor. It's just a tiny release of that extension and bring it back up. I want to just teach the body where it wants to go. And as I bring that down, I can feel the pulling on the side. I can feel the body wanting to fight me. So I really have to concentrate on holding that position. And I can see my hips coming out of alignment. So that's a spot for me to say, hey, that's where I need to work on. And that would be the same thing on both sides. That's where I want to see you coming on both sides to do that. So with the other side, the same thing. You're going to align the feet, one forward, one back. You're going to make sure you have heel toe. And as you can see, this one really wants to, like, that's neutral for me. Oh, sorry, that's natural for me, but it's not neutral. So for me to bring it in this position, that's that fight right away. I'll come a little more focused here so you can see that's really tough in that position. And then you can see the hips want to compensate, the shoulder wants to compensate. So therein lies some of the issues in trying to bring that into alignment and work on balance. So I want to just review. We're working on balance by working on alignment. The alignment comes in with our body into those neutral positions so it can better work with all the activities that we're currently doing so we feel more safe, but it also allows us to level up because we are automating the positions in our body that we need to keep us balanced with higher level positions, whether it's squatting, whether it's lunging, whether it's something where you're balanced on one leg with tennis, whether it's something where you may have to jump for something. But look at how you brush your teeth. Do you even think about grabbing the toothbrush? Do you even think about how you brush and what hand that toothbrush is in? You don't think about it because it's automatic. That's where you want your balance to be as well. You want that automatic. Then you can stress your body within reasons and within limits to level up and get to the activities that you want. The mind needs to be part of this. We need to get the mind alignment, body alignment, and get them speaking to each other. And that definitely takes some patience and some practice and some mindfulness in sitting in the positions and knowing what to feel for, knowing what the stress feels like, and knowing what neutral feels like, because that's our whole point, is helping to align the body with the control we offer through our mind. If you have questions on the mind alignment and body alignment, if you have questions on balance, by all means, put a comment below. You can definitely send me an email as well, info@marianbarnick.com. And I'd like to chat with you about this because it's something that's really important if you are trying to level up, whether it's after treatment, whether it is improving your sport activity, or you've got those aches and pains and you know you need to get your body moving just a little bit different. So thank you for attending my first live that I've done on YouTube, my first live Monday Moves. I hope everything went well when I hit this little button. I hope everything is good, and I'll see you later.